Alright, hello, welcome back everyone to a new unboxing video. I hope you're enjoying this new style of video. I just think it's a nicer way to spotlight the packaging on these things, and then we can kind of dig into the review later on down the line. This is On the Beach, another release from Imprint Films over in Australia, and this is a film that, holy shit, has a stacked cast. Gregory Peck, Ava Gardner, Fred Astaire, Anthony Perkins. That's a cast. That is a cast worth putting on the front of your poster. I love this imagery. On the Beach is the movie. I just really like the design of that poster and how they've kind of tied that into the kind of, is it like a cream color of the box? I'm partially colorblind, but the biggest story of our time. Really cool. Gregory Peck is an actor I really like. I've only seen it in a few films, really. Of course, To Kill a Mockingbird, where he's just fantastic. And likewise, Anthony Perkins, Psycho's really it for me. So I'm really keen to see him in something else. Fred Astaire, I know by name only. Similarly with Ava Gardner, but I know that they're two legends. But let's dig into this. This is another kind of 2 Amaray case special release from Imprint. And I'm just loving this style of releasing a film and then giving us, in its own case, a feature-length documentary that kind of ties into the film in some way, shape, or form. So first of all, we have the main event, the film itself, On the Beach, 1959. This is spine number 147 in the Imprint catalog. The war is over, nobody won. This one is pretty loaded with special features. And we have 2 audio commentaries, one by film scholar Adrian Martin, recorded for this release in 2022. Another commentary written by On the Beach expert Dr. Philip Davey and read by actor Douglas Hansel in 2015. That's an interesting one where they specify who wrote the commentary and that it is kind of performed, in a sense, by an actor. An archival audio interview with actor Gregory Peck by Lawrence Johnston, 1997. Newly discovered outtakes, location footage, and costume test. I believe this is an exclusive to this release as well. Big stars arrive in Melbourne, newsreel from 1958. Making On the Beach, 8mm amateur footage, capturing location filming from 1959. And Kim Newman on Apocalypse Cinema from 2022. That should be an interesting one. He always has a lot of things to say, a wealth of knowledge on film. No Safety Nets, Human Horror, and On the Beach, a video essay by Kat Ellinger from 2022 again. Clothes to Die For, On the Beach costumes of Ava Gardner, video essay by costume historian Alyssa Rose from 2022. Theatrical trailer and original radio spots. And photo galleries featuring Stanley Kramer's photo album with optional descriptive text, Ava Gardner wardrobe test, original film posters, lobby cards, stills, and behind the scenes. Yeah, that's a pretty loaded first disc in this box set. The film itself is about the inhabitants, as it says in the back of the case, the inhabitants of Melbourne, Australia, and the men of the US submarine Sawfish. They've escaped nuclear destruction and radiation, but with a lethal radiation cloud approaching, each person confronts the grim situation in his or her own way as the hours count down. Now, this is like, 1959. Very, well, I mean, it's a good 15 plus years after kind of the bombs that were dropped in Japan. But, the idea of nuclear war, the atom bomb, being conceived and, created and unleashed on the world was still fairly new by this point. And I have always been fascinated with films about apocalypses, more specifically ones that are a bit more realistic as opposed to kind of fantastical kind of post-apocalyptic films or zombie films, but ones that deal pretty heavily with a kind of a stark realism. And there's lots of ways to approach that when it comes to the idea of nuclear war and nuclear weapons just being deployed, properly and hugely, which is, probably one of the most terrifying things imaginable to me personally. So I'm really looking forward to watching this and seeing their version of that when it's still so fresh at that point in time in the late 1950s. And with an all-star cast, I'm really looking forward to watching this one. I will review this one at a future point as well. So the second disc and the second case in this collection is the documentary Fallout, which is, I believe, about the author of the book that the film was based on. Yes, so it's about the work of British novelist Neville Shute, who's famous for his international bestsellers A Town Like Alice and On the Beach. So this is a 2013 documentary that is about an hour and a half long, and also features an interview with the director of this documentary, Lawrence Johnston, and a theatrical trailer for the documentary as well. I really like the kind of stark back cover here with just the red text Fallout and the black background. That's kind of striking, I think. Take a look on the inside of the case here as well. I really like Imprint's attention to detail with the packaging in terms of different artwork on the discs, inside artwork on the inlays. Like they really they throw a lot in there. As normal with the Imprint box set releases, you get the nice kind of backing card here. I much prefer this kind of small square backing card as to like the big kind of cumbersome at times J cards that you kind of get, and you kind of fold them away and put them in the back of, you know, a shoebox somewhere. But I really like just the nice square one that you can actually pop back into the box set if you want. That's a really nice kind of quick card to pull out and have a look at all the features on the box set. And this one, I'm not sure, I can't speak for all of their box set releases, but of the ones that I have, this is the first time they've included an actual booklet as well. So this is less a kind of booklet with writing on the film and essays and all that kind of thing. And it's more of a photo book, which I think is a really great, you know, I love booklets. Do I ever read them? Not really. I rarely have the time. But you can flick through this very quickly. And as you can see, there's all sorts of great material in here, from production stills, kind of poster promotional artwork, and things that were used in different countries, wardrobe tests. I really, really enjoy this kind of stuff. And to have it in kind of physical print, I think is so much preferable than, I mean, I like that they include photo galleries on the Blu-ray. That's cool. And it is nice to flick through them, but just to have a nice book, you know, I think that's a brilliant addition. And I think that's a really nice kind of cherry on the top of this box set. So presentation-wise, I think this is fantastic, but it remains to be seen when I think of the film itself and the documentary Fallout. But I can't wait to dive into them and give you my thoughts down the line. Please let me know what you think. If you've seen, you know, the film On the Beach or the documentary, I'd love to hear your thoughts. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.